Hey everybody, Sawatika, that is hello in Thai. If you have stumbled upon this video, I'm pretty sure you're probably going to Thailand sometime soon, or maybe want to plan an adventure to Thailand sometime soon, or maybe you're just curious on what to expect in Thailand. So you were on the right video, you are on the right channel, and stay tuned. So before I get into the specifics of this video, I kind of wanted to explain to you guys a little bit about the process of getting to Thailand. So pretty much my experience in the airport and through the airlines that I encountered on the way there. I went through the company EF College Break, which is a organization that brings together young individuals between, I believe it's 18 and 28 now, who want to travel to a specific location. In this situation, it was 2 weeks in Thailand. They include airfare, accommodations, daily breakfast, and some excursions, so guides, excursions type of deal. The only things that they do not include are lunch, dinner. Obviously, if you have any free excursions or whatever you want to do in your free time, they do not include those costs, but it is so worth it. I absolutely love this company. I've been with them several times. I actually went not too long after my Thailand trip to Peru. So if you guys are looking for a well-trusted company and someone who I personally recommend, EF College Break is a great company. So let's talk about airlines. I live in Albuquerque, New Mexico, so a lot of the times it's a little bit more expensive to fly out of Albuquerque just because we usually have to fly into another hub to fly out internationally. So I flew into Dallas. I think that was about a 1.5 to 2 hour flight to Dallas. Had a couple hour layover in Dallas and took an 18-hour flight to Korea, Seoul, Korea. Let me tell you guys right now, I am a nurse. I work in the emergency department and I am constantly on my feet. That was the longest I've ever had to sit down in my entire life and stay in one place. I'm sure I could have walked around the plane, but I felt a little, weird walking around the plane. It was the longest flight I had ever endured. Someday I will go back to Asia, so I will have to encounter that again. But after that, I think it was I was either 16 or 18 hours to Seoul, Korea, because we had to fly over North Korea to get to South Korea. And then from there, I took another 6-hour flight to Bangkok, Thailand. So that will probably be the place that you will fly into to get to Thailand. I went to Thailand in February. It was probably the most perfect time to go to Thailand. Thailand has 3 seasons. It's hot, cool, and wet. And I believe I went in the cool season. Thank the Lord, because it was already hot there, so I couldn't even imagine what it was like in the hot or wet season. Definitely not the wet season. I probably would have just hated my life, but the cool season was perfect. February was perfect. So we traveled to 4 different places. Bangkok that I flew into, Phitsanulok, Chiang Mai, and Phuket, and Kon Phi Phi Islands, which is just south of Phuket. So Bangkok. Bangkok is Thailand's capital. It holds about 6.3 million people. It is ridiculously huge, and you can definitely tell with all of the traffic there and how crazy huge it is. We spent a couple days there. I would spend no more than 2 days there, honestly. If that, I would honestly travel out of Bangkok right away if it wasn't for the temples that we saw there. It's more of the city vibe, so it's kind of dirty, it's huge, it's loud, but I did enjoy myself overall there. But try to spend as least amount of time as you can in Bangkok and venture out into the rest of Thailand. So Bangkok is the home of the opulent Grand Palace and the Emerald Buddha Temple, and it also has the largest golden Buddha ever. I believe it stands like 9.8 feet tall and like 5.5 tons. I remember visiting it. It was huge. Like, the pictures that I took with my GoPro and with my camera did not do justice to this thing. It is gigantic. It was like huge, gold leaf encrusted, or whatever you want to call it. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. But while you're there in Bangkok, go see all the temples that you can. Once we left Bangkok, we were heading to Chiang Mai. We actually didn't fly from Bangkok to Chiang Mai. We took a bus. It's like one of those big traveler buses. It holds like, I don't know, about 30 people or so. It's usually what EF College break, their main mode of transportation are these like big, huge buses actually. They usually have a bathroom in them, so just in case you have to do your business, there is one on the bus. Anyways, when we were going from Bangkok to Chiang Mai, we took the bus. It was going to be about an 8-hour bus ride, something like that, 6 to 8 hours. So we stopped in a little place called Phitsanulok. It took us about 4 hours to get to Phitsanulok. We did a lot of little side excursions on the way there, so a little sightseeing. We went to old temple ruins. We went to a coconut farm where we saw, let's see, this huge snake. I don't know if some of you guys follow me on Instagram or Facebook. I had this huge snake around my neck. I don't think it was a python, but I would almost compare it to that. It was so heavy. It was kind of scary because when I was holding its head up right in front of me to take a picture, it was kind of like coming at my face. And I know you can't see it in the picture on Facebook, but I'm like, oh my God, please don't eat me. Please don't eat me. Don't kill me. I would totally do it again in a heartbeat. After we left that hotel, after all the excursions that we had done and we had spent the night, we took another 4-hour ride to Chiang Mai, where we actually did my elephant ride, which was awesome. It was probably one of the best parts of the trip. We got to ride the elephants. We got to go to an elephant refuge. It's actually called Rantong Elephant Refuge. So they save elephants from the tourist attractions that I don't know if you guys have ever seen the elephants that have like those big baskets on their back that people can sit on so they can ride them. Turns out those are actually horrible for the elephants, which I kind of already knew, but the Rangtong Refuge saves these elephants, especially if they've been like neglected and abused and like hurt. One of the elephants actually had a broken arm and it healed kind of like at a sideways angle, but she's very well taken care of now that she's in the refuge. We actually rode them bareback, which I thought was even cooler than, you know, riding in those little carriage thingies on their back. We got to ride them bareback, so we were assisted up off of these like little dock looking things. The elephants are huge, so it was kind of hard to get up and off of them. It was one of the best times I've ever had. I know that's probably not proper English, I know it's not, but we also got to make medicine for them and feed them bananas. Oh my gosh. Talk about hungry, huge elephants coming towards your face. It was like super overwhelming and kind of scary. Like I even threw the banana away from me because I got so scared. There's like 5 huge elephants like all coming towards me. I was a little overwhelmed and I'm sure other people were too, but it was such a good time. I would do it in an instant. There are actually volunteer opportunities to go to Rantong Refuge. You pay your way out there, but you get to hang out with the elephants all day. How cool is that? So we finally made it to Chiang Mai. It was so awesome. I love Chiang Mai. That's where I bought all of my souvenirs, all of my elephant pants and my gifts for my loved ones back home. It is the place for knockoffs. So if you think you're buying something real, there's a good chance that you're not. There's everything from fake North Face, Oakley, Prada, Gucci, everything like that. I can't really tell the difference between fake and real, so I'm not really like a designer type person, but I did buy my boyfriend a couple pairs of Oakleys, which I think were like $3 a piece, and you can't even tell they're fake. They're actually really nice, and he loved them. So if you have something you want to buy for somebody, I would definitely wait to get to Chiang Mai because you're going to get it for really inexpensive. Things to remember when you're in Chiang Mai, bargaining. So they kind of already expect you to bargain with them. So let's say the elephant pants that I bought were 300 baht. That was kind of well, it's not a lot of money, but it was kind of a lot for what my other friends on the trip had got. So I was bargained down. I was like, well, what about 200 baht? And they're like, no, 250 baht. I'm like, well, I'll just go somewhere else. And they'll usually come back to you and say, no, okay, 200 baht, 200 baht. It seems horrible, and like that's that's just what's expected there, is they just bargain for all of their stuff. Not them, but like the people who are buying bargain for everything. So it's totally the culture, it's totally okay, and there's a good chance that even if you see something you really, really, really strongly love at one booth, you're going to see it literally everywhere down in Chiang Mai for maybe even less expensive. So the major transportation mode in Chiang Mai are what are called red cabs. They are trucks. They're little pickup trucks with, it looks like a camper on the back of the truck. It doesn't take you to a specific place that I know of. You can't like pay them and say, hey, I want to go here. It kind of has like this A to B destination, and if you want to, throughout that A to B location, want to get off anywhere in between there, usually hop on, negotiate a price, and then get dropped off at your destination. A huge key for transportation, and if you're going to like rent anything like scooters or jet skis or anything, is negotiating a price. I can't tell you how many times I've heard people getting ripped off in Thailand. It happens, it's a foreign country, it's going to happen, but negotiate a price before you do anything. So tuk-tuks are also another mode of transportation. They're like these little buggy cars that zoom you around everywhere. Most places like 200 baht for or 300 baht for like 5 or 6 people is appropriate. Make sure they settle on that price and you don't pay them till after you're done. A lot of the times they'll be like, no, you told me 500 baht. Like, no, I settled with you 300 baht, and just be done with that and walk away. Or most of the time during my time there, I had no problem with that, but I heard of a couple people, getting ripped off or saying that they owed them more money, which they didn't. The magical land of Phuket, where all of the magic happens. Phuket was by far my favorite. It's right next to the beach, obviously. Pantong Beach is where we spent most of our time. It was literally like a 15-minute walk from our hotel to the beach. We also did tons of like jet skiing and kayaking and swimming. It was so awesome. We went to Maya Beach in Kon Phi Phi Islands. That's super famous. Most of the time, if you're going to Thailand, you're probably going to head down to Phuket, Kon Phi Phi, and Maya Beach. We went by a huge boat because it had to hold I think it was like 22 or 24 of us. We had a great time. We were smacking on some waves, and literally all of us were catching air on that boat. Chances are it's probably not going to happen to you guys, or maybe it will, but it definitely brought more light to our already great experience. Phuket is beautiful. It is highly condensed with tourists, but it is beautiful. When you get to Maya Beach, you're going to see tons of tourists, but you have to remember that it's their vacation too, and everyone wants to see this beautiful place. So as long as you just keep to your group and understand when your boat time is to leave, so you don't get left on the island, not like it would be horrible or anything, but just so you don't get left behind. Just enjoy, the scenery there. Try to put your phone away or your GoPro or whatever it is that you're trying to document the experience with. Get a couple pictures, but totally enjoy your experience. You're probably either never going to go back, or maybe you will someday, but really just take in the beauty of Thailand. I have been to many beaches in my life, but nothing like this. The water is crystal clear. There are little fishies in the water. There are these beautiful wooden boats that if you, like I said, follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you've seen all of my pictures of the beautiful boats that are there. Also, there's I don't really think yachts pull into there, but huge boats. I'm sure they're worth a lot of money. But just make sure to take it all in. Phuket is hot and humid as hell. I can tell you that hands down. When we got off the well-air-conditioned bus from the airport, because we flew from Chiang Mai to Phuket, that's really, you can obviously bus there or whatever mode of transportation, but flying is the best way to get there. Once we got in and got actually out of the airport into the air-conditioned bus, I was like, holy crap, I just want to be naked right now. And I don't even know if that would help, because it was just so hot and humid, and it's going to be like that through the whole time that you're there. Bangkok was actually more humid, but Phuket, loved it. But holy crap, I didn't even wear makeup half of that trip because I was just sweating, and I didn't really want my makeup to sweat off. But overall, amazing experience, even though it was super hot. Just make sure you pack plenty of shorts, plenty of sundresses, you know, really light material, because there's a good chance that if you're wearing jeans, you're in the wrong place. So I will be giving you guys some tips and tricks to survive in Thailand, things that I kind of already did a lot of research on, but a lot of people who actually go to another country sometimes don't do or don't think about or don't really want to take with them because they're not really sure if they're going to need it. But I will be giving you guys some tips, so here they come. So new travelers, and sometimes I would call them almost inconsiderate travelers, expect the people in Thailand to speak English. I understand that it's probably important for them to speak English because it's like mostly they get most of their money through tourism, but it's Thailand. Thai is their language. That'd be like them coming to America and being like, why don't you speak Thai? And I've seen, you know, tourists like yell at these people for not speaking English. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, this is their land. Like, what do you, it just makes me so angry. So just be, you know, patient and use a translator if you need to, or find somebody who knows how to speak, you know, at least a little bit of English, or even try to learn some of the language before you go. I know our tour director, Mr. Vitt, he lived in Bangkok and he was fluent in Thai, obviously, so he taught us Sawatika, which is hello, and Kapunka, which is thank you, which I think that everybody who is visiting Thailand should know and use, because it's, you know, polite, and I don't think that as an American you should go in and be like, I'm a tourist and I can do whatever I want. So just be considerate of the culture and be considerate of the people who live there. Some cultural considerations. So, okay, number one, do not touch monks. Do not touch the monks. Do not touch the monks. They are sacred there. They are, you know, holy people. I'm using holy just as, you know, they're very well respected individuals. Buddhism is actually, I think most people in Thailand are Buddhists. It's a beautiful culture. We even got to talk to a monk. It was called Monk Talk through one of our little tours that we did, which was actually very awesome. But do not touch them. You will get in trouble and it will not be fun. The king is everywhere, and what I mean by that are there are billboards with his face on it, him and his wife when he was younger, all the way until, you know, now that he's older. It's on the money, I think it's on the coins. I know that they have temples on the coins too, but it's everywhere. He's a highly respected individual. Do not talk about him. You can talk good things about him, but don't talk badly about him. Apparently it's against the law and you can get prosecuted for it. I don't know if they're going to kill you or anything, but I'm sure that they'll do something to you. Just, you don't want to find out. Also, let's say that one of your baht is the currency in Thailand, falls on the floor. Do not step on the money to catch it. The bottom of your feet are considered, you know, dirty, and the lowermost point of your body, and if you step on the king's face, it is not going to be a good thing for you. I think that is against the law there, so just, you know, bend over and try to catch it. Also, things not to do in Thailand are, I know a lot of people like to sit cross-legged. When you sit cross-legged, and I'm sure you can because I did, but I tried to like point my foot down the most I could. Like I said earlier, your feet are the bottommost point of your body, and the head is obviously the topmost part of your body. So they really don't want the bottom of your feet pointing towards anybody because it's disrespectful. And also they do not want anyone touching the top of your head or like touching your head like this, because it is also a disrespectful thing in Thailand. Some things that are important when you visit a temple. So things not to do, first of all. What I'm wearing right now, you cannot wear in the temple. So I'm wearing obviously like a higher neck shirt that shows my shoulders, and I'm wearing shorts. I know you can't see, but I'm showing my legs and my knees. You're not able to show your shoulders, midriff, or knees in the temples. It is a sacred place and it is extremely disrespectful. So you can buy pants like this. I actually bought these in Thailand. They're really cool. They're like purple pink colors and they're pretty long, as you can see. You can wear these with like a cute white shirt. And you can even wear like a tank top, but wear like a cami over it, or maybe even a jacket. I know it's a little hot there, but it's just going to be while you visit the temples. And some of the temples you can't even take pictures. I know some people even like to wear sarongs, so they'll usually wear like a tank top because obviously it's hot there, with a camisole, like a very light camisole over it, and then they'll wear shorts and they'll put the sarong over their shorts to cover up while they're in the temple, and then once they leave the temple they'll take it off, and it works perfect, and it's super cute actually. Also, elephant pants are huge there, and you can wear these in the temple, and they're super comfortable, flexible, look stretchy for, you know, when you get real fat out there eating all the Thai food. They have little cute elephants on them. They have spandex at the bottom, so, you know, they're form-fitting for me anyways. A little bit loose, which is great when it's hot outside. You kind of want a little bit of air to flow in and out of them. Transportation! So I know I mentioned a little bit earlier about like the red cab, tuk-tuks, rickshaws. What else do they have? There's scooters. Holy crap, there's scooters everywhere. Thailand's actually kind of polluted. I don't know if you guys knew, but I'm telling you and informing you, it is polluted there. In Phuket, like, you can see the sky, it's very beautiful, but like in Bangkok, it's muggy and it kind of looks like LA where you can't even see the sky. Not trying to, you know, bash on Bangkok or anything. I really loved it there, but it's super polluted, so probably from all the scooters and all the vehicles that are there. I'm pretty sure that there are no traffic laws in Thailand, and if there are, nobody follows them. Red lights and green lights do not mean anything. Our roads in America, there are lines that separate them. In Thailand, there are two people riding the middle of, so here is the road. There's two people riding on the middle of that road. I was like, what is going on? Like, scooters weaving through like traffic and cutting off these big buses, and a bus is going this way and a scooter is crossing the road like this, and I swear I almost saw like 20 accidents out there. Thank God I didn't see any. I heard the ambulance go off a couple of times, but I don't know what it was due to. But anyways, the transportation is crazy and they will run you over. So do not underestimate them because they will run you over. However, scooters are the best mode of transportation. So if you're feeling lucky and feeling like you're not going to get killed, scooters are the best way to go. A lot of people also take tuk-tuks, so they're like little buggy looking cab type things. It's like a, I don't know, motorcycle on the front with like a big carriage on the back, compared to like rickshaws where it's like a bicycle and then you have the carriage on the back. This is a little bit more safe, and like I said earlier, make sure to negotiate a price before. As far as accommodations go, we stayed in hotels throughout the whole trip, throughout the whole 2 weeks. We did not stay in hostels, however, they're everywhere and they're cheap. So if I were to go back to Asia, I would definitely hit up the hostels. They have Wi-Fi, you get to meet a ton of really cool people. The hotels were also really nice though. If you want more information about the hotels that I stayed in, I can put it below. A lot of the hotels that that we were staying in had these beautiful gyms, like rooftop pools, these gigantic pools. They had breakfast every morning that is included. You can have lunch and dinner if you wanted to at the facility or at the hotel, and they're extremely nice people at the desk all the time. Also, when we were at Fiorama, that's what the hotel is called, you know the little keys that they give you to swipe yourself in and out of the room, you had to place it inside of a card holder in the room for anything to work. So I got there at like midnight and I was like, why does none of this stuff in the room work? Like clicking on and off like the light switch, and finally looking around with like my phone light, I saw this little like area where you like put a little like, obviously the key card in, put the key card in, turned on the AC, turned on the lights. It's kind of cool and it saves energy, I'm sure, in Thailand, but kind of sucks because when you're out, you know, adventuring in Thailand, you can't really leave your key in the room because then you can't get back in, so it's kind of hot when you get back. So it just kind of depends. Almost every hotel that we were in Thailand was like that, so hopefully the hostels are different, or maybe some of the hotels you were staying in are different. But it really wasn't a huge deal. It was just a little hot for a little while until we like cranked the AC up. So let's talk about what's most important on your trip, and that is money. At least important for buying stuff anyways. This is a 20 baht right here. The current ratio from baht to US dollars is 36 baht to 1 US dollar. It is the best currency exchange ever. I bought all kinds of stuff when I was out in Thailand. Not so much souvenirs, but I guess you could call it that. I bought like elephant pins and like these really cool like candles that smell beautiful, and I try to stay away from like the little knick-knack stuff, but 100 baht, I know I've said it a million times in this video, comes out to like more or less $3. That's awesome. Most things are like 100 baht. Like a whole bowl of pad thai is 100 baht for this huge thing of food. You're only paying $3 American. That's amazing. So just try to spend your money wisely, though. It seems like you're a big baller out there when you have, you know, that kind of ratio, 36 to 1. But be careful with your money, and when you are bargaining, make sure you put your big bills away, or at least try to get smaller bills. You don't want to be bargaining and say, oh, I want to pay 300 baht for that bag, and pull out 1,000 baht. It's not disrespectful, but it just kind of, you know, makes you look kind of bad, and it makes you look like you have way more money to spend and you just bargain them for 300 baht. So just try to keep your bigger bills away or stash somewhere else, or just try to keep your bills in smaller baht like this. It might be a little bit easier. Or you can put your big bills on the inside of your smaller bills. When you open it up, you're like, hey, I only have 20 baht. Like, do you think you can bargain with me for this? And most of the time, they will. So just quick tip. On the subject of money, tipping is actually not the normal there. If you're like extremely satisfied with the amount of attention you're getting at like a restaurant, you usually put like 1 baht or 2 or 3 baht on the table, which are actually coins, they're not dollars, or they're not paper. When it comes to like guides and through excursions, that's a little bit different. I think you have to definitely tip outside of that. Like for my scuba diving, we had to tip outside of what we paid for the excursion, but for like restaurants and stuff, it's really not something that's normally done. So don't feel weird if you don't leave a tip. So something to take into consideration when you're drinking water out in Thailand is to only drink the bottled water. The ice cubes and the glass that they bring you with the water bottle is totally fine. It's like a minute version of, you know, the tap water, which is not horrible, but our body's just not used to, you know, intaking that kind of bacteria or minerals, whatever is in it. That's different than the water in the United States. But bottled water, only drink the bottled water. In terms of the toilets and the restrooms, almost 90% of the time there will not be toilet paper in the restroom. I'll take like the little tissue travel pack things, so the ones that open and fold and can kind of tuck into your backpack are like perfect. I would take more or less like 3 or 4 with me just in case, because some of my friends on the trip would forget, and I would always have extras. So definitely carry those, and they actually sell a lot of that stuff inside the 7-Elevens, which you will see 7-Elevens on every single corner in Thailand. So trust me, you'll never run out of toilet paper unless you forget it with you. I hope that this video was at least a little bit of help for you in your adventures to Thailand. I had an absolutely amazing time out there in Thailand, and I will be back to Asia. Don't you forget it. I will be back in Asia. I plan to hopefully go to Vietnam, Cambodia, you know, pretty much everywhere. Bali's amazing. It looks amazing. If you guys have any questions, just comment below and subscribe. I hope you guys have an awesome time. I know you will, and please be safe.